Let me take you back to July 2023, the summer everything changed for me. I was 22, freshly out of school and stepping into the world of adulthood. That's when he entered my life. Let's call him Ethan. Ethan, with his charming smile and soft-spoken nature, seemed like the perfect guy. He was my first real boyfriend. Before him, I had all my walls up high. Any red flag, and I would shut the door without hesitation. But Ethan was different, or at least I thought he was. We started dating in August, just a month after meeting, and everything felt like it was straight out of a rom-com. He made all these promises, the kind you get lost in when you're naive, in love, and blinded by the thrill of your first relationship. He assured me time and time again that I would be his first in everything, the first to hold his heart, the first to kiss him, the first to experience intimacy with him. It seemed like fate, both of us exploring these new emotions together. But my gut had its doubts. I wasn't one to ignore my instincts, so I asked him, more than once, if he had any past relationships, any experiences. And each time Ethan looked at me in the eye and swore on his life that he had never been with anyone else, that I would be his first. He was so convincing, so adamant, that I eventually let him in. I gave him my first kiss. That might not sound like a big deal, but to me, it was everything. I've always believed that sex is something sacred, meant for marriage, and I wanted to keep it that way. So whenever things got heated, I made sure to put on the brakes. And when we were fully clothed and things started escalating, I made it clear where my boundaries were. I even told him flat out that sometimes he scared me. It wasn't just the physical pressure, it was the way he pushed, always wanting more, even when I wasn't ready. But somehow, in those early months, I convinced myself that it was normal, that maybe I was just overthinking it. After all, he was my first boyfriend. I had nothing to compare him to. Maybe this was how relationships worked. Then came the day he introduced me to his family, including his 2 cousins. One cousin was perfectly nice, friendly, and respectful. The other one, let's call her Claire, rubbed me the wrong way from the start. It was this feeling I couldn't shake, this instinctive, gut-wrenching alarm that something was off. Claire was clingy with him, too clingy, but I kept quiet because, well, they were cousins. Family. What could possibly be wrong with that? Claire was always there, hanging on to him like he was some sort of lifeline. I tried to convince myself that it was all in my head, that maybe this was just how close their family was. So I played nice. I treated Claire like a sister, even though my stomach churned every time she got too close to Ethan. It was the pictures that really started driving me crazy. Claire would send me photos of just the 2 of them together, usually from family outings or worse, in his room. Just the 2 of them in his room. My brain screamed, isn't that weird? Isn't that crossing a line? But again, I silenced that little voice in my head because cousins, blood relatives. It was innocent, right? But it didn't feel innocent. It felt wrong. Ethan would never push me to get closer to Claire. He'd say things like, why don't you guys hang out more? You should really get her a gift for her birthday. A gift for Claire? He knew my allowance was tight, but he still pushed. Looking back, I should have seen the signs. But love has a funny way of blinding you to the obvious. By the time we hit the 11-month mark in our relationship, I was exhausted. Ethan's interactions with other girls, especially Claire, had worn me down. My patience had run dry. I couldn't take it anymore, so one day I confronted him. Calmly, I asked him again if there was anything he was hiding from me. I had no idea that what was about to come out of his mouth would change everything. He confessed, and not just some small, meaningless confession. No, this was the kind of admission that knocks the air out of your lungs and leaves you questioning your entire reality. Ethan, the boy who swore up and down that he had no past, no experience, no one else, had been lying. Not just lying, but lying about something that shattered me. He admitted that he had fantasized about other girls during our relationship. That alone was like a knife to the gut. But that wasn't the worst part. No, the worst part was when he started talking about Claire. It turned out that Claire wasn't just some innocent cousin. No, they had a history, a sexual history, and not just a one-time thing. They had done everything. He told me, without hesitation, that he had kissed her, performed oral on her, everything. He even asked her to return the favor and perform oral on him. They were caught in the act multiple times by family members. And the kicker, Ethan was the one who initiated it all. He was the dominant one with her, taking charge, starting things. But with me, he was different. With me, he was submissive. He never cared about making me feel good. It was always about him, always about his satisfaction when we were intimate. Afterwards, there was no aftercare, no cuddling, no tenderness. Just him, using me, and then leaving me to pick up the pieces of whatever was left of my self-worth. I felt used, degraded, betrayed. I had been pure before Ethan came into my life. He was my first kiss, the first boy I opened up to, the first boy I trusted with all my heart. And he had shattered that trust, ripped it apart, and left me bleeding on the inside. Even after everything, after confessing to his past with Claire, he had the audacity to deny that anything happened between them while she was sending me those pictures. Those pictures of the two of them alone in his room. I knew better. Deep down, I knew the truth. That's when I finally broke up with him. I thought that would be the end of it, but no. Ethan didn't take it well. He started throwing tantrums, acting like a child who didn't get his way. And as if that wasn't enough, his parents jumped into the fray. They had the nerve to call me a whore. Me. The one who had done nothing but love their son, forgive him, and try to make things work despite all the red flags. They even accused me of being the reason everything was going wrong in his life. It didn't stop there. Two of his family members, people who knew all along about his twisted past with Claire, blamed me for the breakdown of our relationship. As if I was the villain in this story, as if I had been the one betraying him. But I wasn't the one who had lied. I wasn't the one who had broken trust. I wasn't the one who had skeletons hiding in my closet. All I did was love him. All I did was try to make it work. And for what? This betrayal, this heartache? Ethan might still be trying to win me back, throwing his tantrums and making promises that mean nothing. But I am done. I know my worth now, and I know that I deserve better than someone who would lie, cheat, and betray me with his own cousin. This man was completely shocked after he found out that his girlfriend had a threesome with his friend and her husband during their honeymoon. You won't want to miss these crazy details.